All right, we're live.
Awesome. What's up, guys? Shawn Bowen, Full Circle Investment Group and wholesalingoutofthebox.com. And we are back at it again for another lunchtime live. So, guys, today we're going to be talking about the creativity of making a cash offer, but doing it inside of a subject to, taking over an existing mortgage and using that like a bridge loan. We've done quite a few of these. And I'm going to speak to one recently that we've done. Turned out pretty well, and kind of give an example to you about how that looks. Okay, so what I want to talk about is subject to bridge loans and just like their cash offers. Okay, so while you guys are coming on and joining us, if you would click that link, let us know where you're coming in from. Let us know where you're seeing the stream. We have this over in our Facebook group. I think we put this on YouTube, and then we have it in our private group. So as always, guys, if you're looking for anything to help you, check us out at wholesalingoutofthebox.com and everything over there to do with wholesaling. What's going on here? Okay. So, all right, so guys, subject to the existing mortgage. And what I'm going to talk about is a loan that we recently did with a local home here in Hampton Roads. And the sale retail-wise just did not work to take over. What do we got going on here? All right, so it's crackling on me. All right, we might have to turn it off here again. Technical difficulties, guys. This microphone is not as cool as it used to be. So if this thing's crackling, Ashley, just write me over here and then I'll turn it off or I'll disconnect it again. So subject to, you're basically taking over an existing loan, right? And this didn't work as a cash sale. The seller owned too much, but we were able to come in and do the rehab budget on it. So in quick numbers here would be $145 for a takeover of the loan. We came in and did a rehab budget of about $45,000. And turn around and sold the property for about $245, right? So let's do some quick numbers there on that. If you're doing calculations for your Mayo formula, let's see how that pans out. So $245,000 times 70% should be $171.5. 171.5 minus your 45 should put you at 126 as the purchase price. So we would not have been able to make a cash offer on this building for more than $126,000. So what we did do is we took over the loan where we used the existing loan in play as a bridge loan. So what happened was we came in, we took over subject to, put it into the company's name, that LLC, and then we made monthly payments. So what we did absorb was, let's just say we were going to be in for 6 months. I think the payments were about $1,000. So we had about $6,000 in carrying costs. And then you had roughly $45,000 in reno, right? So we didn't go the full 6 months. I think we went 5-ish, 4.5-ish, 5. I had to look at the file. So really only had carrying costs about $5,000, right? And then you had to pay back the $45,000 in reno. And of course, you think about your fees on the backside of that, sales costs for agents. I think you should, okay, well, unplug. All right.
Technical difficulties, guys.
Am I back?
Yes.
All right, cool. Mike is not as cool as it used to be. All right, good to go? Cool. All right, so guys, this was again, back takeover retail sales. You're thinking 145. If you use 10%, $245,000 should be 24.5. So 24.5 should get you to 221. 221, 145 plus the 45 is 190. So 190 minus 221. 221 minus 190, about $30,000, $31,000. So you can see here where not having to bring $145,000 to the table actually afforded to get a higher profit margin than you would if you were using your typical 70% loan to value and cash offer, right? So this is pretty creative. This is where it's allowing you as a wholesaler to go in and have more opportunities where you can actually make offers to a seller, run your numbers backwards, and see if it can work as a bridge loan. These are short-term loans, right? You can also use these as a lot of people have been speaking about the BRRRR method. That's the buy, rehab, rent, refi, and rinse or repeat, something like that. So I don't do that method, but one of the guys that we work with, Alex, he does a lot of that. So you could use that loan as like a bridge loan to do that. Just make the monthly payment, put a little bit of rehab in it, get it rented, and then refi out, right? It's saving you the carrying cost of having to go get the loan and allowing you to do a deal, which usually in a cash on cash return is going to be a bigger return, right? So a lot of this stuff is pretty creative. It allows you to make better offers. It allows you to help a seller in a situation where maybe all they're hearing is a super low cash offer because other people are not versed in these ideas of creative financing. Guys, this is really powerful stuff, right? If you can take over an existing loan and then come in with some rehab money, think about the return. If you had $45,000 with $5,000 in carrying costs and you're 50 grand and you're doing a $50,000 like all in cash, let's talk about that. If you're making $30,000 and you're in for 50 grand, that's a 60% return on your investment. That's a huge return for those that don't know any better on returns, but we're talking way bigger than your typical 10, 15, 12% returns. The question would be for yourself is like, do you have private money people that are interested in investing that have that ability? Maybe they don't have the high end money where they're, over $100,000, but they've got 20, 30, 40, $60,000 in capital just sitting around looking to go to work, right? So what if you can come in with that and say, hey, $45,000, I pay you 5% on it, and I'll be done in 6 months, right? They get $45,000. Let's run some quick numbers there. 45 times 5%, they're going to make 22.5. If they do that in less than 6 months, that's actually a way bigger return, right? So you got to think about day for day, month for month, dollar for dollar. They're getting a huge return where you're upwards of a huge, I'd have to play the calculation to get it to go right, but it's stupid, right? If you're talking 5% APR and you're returning in 6 months, and it doubles, right? If you quick numbers, it doubles. So this allows you to be more creative, right? So those guys that are wholesalers where you went and found the deal, you're able to structure the deal and you're able to make it more appealing to maybe a rehab person that wants to come in and do rehabs with you, but you could sell the deal to. You could actually take your wholesale fee added in, take a portion on the front end, take a portion on the back end, and a portion of the profits. So because you're creative enough to put these deals together. So this is really good stuff that you want to learn as a wholesaling company or just an individual, eventually moving out of the wholesale space and into the rehabbing space or the buy and hold space. This allows you to get really creative. Taking over loans where you might bring $10,000 to the table to get it all done. And then let's say you're making, I don't know, $6 grand into the year, right? Like that's a hell of a return. You came in for $10,000 and you made $6. That's not bad, right? So the creativity behind this, guys, allows you to really help sellers in what some situations other people don't know how to. So coming to the table, knowing what your cash offer would be, okay, that doesn't work because it's too low, they owe too much, and then coming in and saying, hey, I'll take over this loan, I'm going to make these monthly payments for you, and in return, my out gain is I'm going to be done with it in 6 months, or I'm going to be done with it in a year, and that's, let's say it's a fix and flip model. Or what if you look at it like a buy and hold method? What if you get in for maybe a year or two, right? And then the seller's like, I don't want to be on that train that long. I want to get off the ride. I want to be done with being attached to this mortgage. So what if you take a 2-year run, you get a good tenant in it, and you get good rapport with showing the bank that you've got income coming on it, and then you can go and refi it, right? So literally, you came in with a bridge loan of maybe existing 50 grand. Your monthly payment was 500. You paid your monthly payments. You had the tenant in there making the payments for you. Now you have a free and clear, well, not free and clear property, but now you can refi that property out and you don't have to bring so much money to the table. So super creative financing, allowing you to make, actually what's coming, I feel like what's coming down the pipeline here is that you have the ability of building a big portfolio, right? What if you could build a portfolio based off of a few subject to loans? In the middle, you kind of throw in a few of these bridge loans that you take over and you do some rehabs on. And then what if you're on the backside of it and you're acting as the bank? What if you take it down sub to and then turn around and owner finance it back out to another person that wants to play landlord? They want to come in and put a little bit of money into it, and you just want to play banker. So you'll be the middle person in between there. You add a percentage on top of it. There's a little bit of money in between. You make money. The seller gets rid of a product, and the end buyer has a product as well. There's three people in part of that equation. That huge, right? Huge upside. Huge money available for all parties. For three people to get money, and one of those guys to get rid of what their problem is, which is a headache property. So again, today we're talking about subject to how to take over loans. What does that look like when you're trying to maybe do a rehab on it and a bridge loan? Take it over. And what does it look like as you take it over, and keep that in mind, right? Without drawing all this out for you guys, the property transfers into an LLC. You make the monthly payment. Then you do the rehab through there. The rehab is recorded in a second lien position. And then now you have a property that you turn around and sell, all said and done. On that one, you're looking at roughly like $30,000 for what would initially be about a $50,000 to $55,000 investment to have what in essence turns out to be a 60% return, and way higher than that because you did it in a 6-month time frame and not a 1-year time frame. So a really high return there. So guys, take the time to dig into the YouTube University and do some Googling to learn about subject to, and then how that works and how you can get creative with this stuff so that you can make offers to sellers and not throw a lead away, right? If you're doing what we do or even what's going on currently in the market, you're spending a lot of money on this marketing. Some way, shape, or form, you want to recoup that marketing, right? Whether it's listing something as a contract owner, getting something out as a retail sale, or actually being able to take it down where you are the owner of the property, you have a rehab into it, and turn around and sell it. There's a lot of ways to take these leads and turn them into something to recoup marketing costs. Because after you send out so much marketing and you spend so much time, you want to see a return on it. And I know there's a lot of fatigue on the no fatigues out there in this industry where people are making, hundreds of phone calls, no's all the times. That's a KPI. That is knowing your numbers for sure. So hopefully this was helpful. I appreciate you guys coming in here and watching the replay or watching us live today. As always, leave me a comment here. Let me know what's going on. Are there other people in this group that have a different way of doing it, or they recommend a different way of doing it, or they're currently doing it and they want to do it this type of way? I would love to hear from those people. Love the interaction, right? Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to myself, and I know you guys are watching, but hopefully be able to get some interaction with you. Anyway, guys, reach out to us. Let us know if you need anything. Always here. Reach out to Virginia Wholesale Real Estate. Reach out to wholesalingoutofthebox.com if you're ever interested in anything to help you with wholesaling, whether it be CRMs, whether it be sheets to track your numbers, even come to some of our meetings, right? Coming to a property walkthrough helps huge. And then those office meetings help you understand how to role play and specific things that we talk about in the first hour. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Later.